welcome to our first ever career pub where we are going to drink some beers and talk about careers. And we're already panicked because we lost our place card that had all of our notes on it.
Oh no! Hi, I'm Danielle.
Hi, I'm Erin. And together we're the Career Pub. This is our initial episode. And so while we drink some beers, we're going to talk to you about careers. But we decided for the topic of today, we're going to talk about interviewing. Interviewing is one of those topics that, we could spend hours talking about it. Long time. We could spend hours and hours on the subject. So we won't spend hours and hours. We're just going to spend a few minutes hanging out and talking
for this assignment. 30 minutes
right,
tops.
30 minutes tops. So you guys are lucky. You don't have to listen to us drone on.
Thank goodness. Yes, but we do have an outline. We have an agenda. So the first thing we're going to talk about is a popular question. It's my favorite question. My favorite interview question. I don't care what interview you're going to, for what position you're going to. You're probably going to be asked this, and it's probably going to be one of the very first things asked of you. Tell me about yourself.
Which is not a personal question. It sounds like a personal question, but it's not a personal question.
Don't get too personal. Don't get too personal.
So here's what happens when you get too personal. There was a situation once where we asked someone to tell us about yourself was the first interview question. And that person proceeded to talk all about their divorce and then ended up crying in their interview, and we had to get them tissues. And so I have a personal rule, which is also that there's no crying in interviews. There's no crying. It's like baseball. There's no crying
in interviews. So tip 1, keep it professional.
Keep it professional.
Keep it related to why you're sitting in that seat on that day with that employer. Okay.
And so a good way to do it if you're a first-time career seeker, so for us when we're giving advice to college students, is talking about why you chose that as a major and why this is your career path. Talk about that. And if you're not a first-time career seeker, you've been out there and you've been doing it for a while and you're transitioning to a new career, a different career, that's when you can talk about your experience and really kind of what led you to sitting in front of them that day, having this interview for this position.
Yeah, what brought you to this point? At what point did you realize this is what I want to do? Because the person you're speaking to, whether it's that hiring manager, whether it's that HR person, they, by that time, when you're in an interview, they understand that you probably have the skills necessary to do the job. That's why they called you in for an interview. So at this point, they want to find out 2 things. Number 1, do you actually have those skills? And number 2, who are you as a human? Are you the type of person who's going to wake up Monday morning and be motivated and happy to go to work? What type of human are you? And will you be a good fit for this company?
Yeah, that's exactly what they're looking for. Exactly. Not a personal question. Not
a personal question. I don't want to know about your cute little guinea pig named Dudley at home, even though I knew a Dudley was quite cute.
Dudley was very cute.
Super
Dudley
adorable.
Was like the world's cutest guinea pig
Cowlicks everywhere. It was very cute. But that's not what you want to talk about at an interview. That's not what they're interested in, purely. If you get the job and you bring a picture of Dudley, fine. But don't talk about it in that first interview. So keep it professional. Let them know the specific skills you bring to the position. Let them know what you know about them and why you're interested in working there specifically. And tell them about who you are as a professional in this industry and what you have to bring. And that's most important.
Yes.
Good. All right.
So some other interview stories.
How about should we do an interview success story or an interview blunder?
We'll do another blunder.
Okay.
We'll do another blunder.
They're fun.
Danielle likes this one. So at work, we were interviewing, and Danielle and I both work at a college in career services. That's why we know a lot about this topic. But I was in a real interview, not a mock interview with students, a real interview once, and I was the meet and greet, and the person came in a prom dress, and it was definitely a prom dress. Like, it was sequined. It was black sequined. It was very low cut at the top. It had like the little sheer rosy thing on the shoulder, and it had that like handkerchief cut that's like all different levels at the bottom. And I didn't realize she was there for the interview. Like, I was like, hi, how can I help you? And she was annoyed with me because she was like, I'm here for an interview. And I was like, oh. I
How could
hadn't
you not
gotten
tell?
that. How could I not tell? Like, she was mad. Like, how could I not know that she was there for her interview?
To work in career services.
To work in career services in a prom dress. But I that point had missed me. I just thought she was going somewhere later that evening. Yeah. Totally missed me. Thought she was going out for cocktails later that night. Careers and beers, but not appropriate for the interview kind of thing. Not appropriate at all.
No. So that's another good opportunity. Put a little tip in there. Know what to wear to an interview. And typically, not every interview do you need to wear a suit. And not every interview are khakis and a polo appropriate either. So think about the specific position that you are applying for. And our general rule of thumb is pretty much dress one step above, right?
Yes.
A pretty safe bet. And if you're not quite sure, if you're in school, you have a career services department, go ask them about that. Go ask them about that. And if you're a Penn College student, FYI, visit career services because we have a career gear clothes closet. If you are unaware of what to wear, come ask us. And if you are afraid that you don't have appropriate clothing, come visit the clothes closet and maybe we can help you out.
Yes, it's one of our very cool resources. We're very proud of career gear.
Okay, so we don't always have interview blunders happen. They are interesting. They give us lots of fodder when we're advising students and alumni. However, we also have experienced some interview successes. And I think I want to talk about one of our more favorite ones.
Yeah, we'll talk about one of our more favorite ones.
Okay.
What was one of our more favorite ones?
Stacy.
Oh, yes, our coworker, Stacy.
Yes.
See, we made notes and then I forgot anyways.
Maybe a year and a half ago, we were hiring for a new position in our office. It was an on-campus event assistant, which actually this person would work very closely with Erin and myself because I'm the employer person. I work with employers to schedule on-campus recruiting, and Erin is our career fair queen. She coordinates our grand career fair when we can have it in person.
When we can have it in
was
person.
ridiculously
and when we can't,
large.
Then it's all online and
a virtual event, which we've been
having lots of
navigating through. Pivot. Yes. So we were interviewing for this new position and we interviewed a few people, but one of the individuals that we interviewed had no previous experience in career services in the past. Actually, not really in she did have in higher education as an instructor. Yeah, she instructs EMT because she is an EMT, but by trade, she is a CODA, a certified occupational therapy assistant. She was that for 20 some years.
Yeah, more than 20 years.
Yeah. So that was what her occupation had been for many, many years. But we brought her in because the way that she marketed herself on her cover letter and her resume really showcased her organization skills, her skills in not managing events, but what's the word I'm thinking? Coordinating events and organizing all of the necessary logistical information, tons of skills and qualifications necessary to perform this job well. So we decided to bring her in, even though she didn't have previous experience. And then when we were in the interview, asking her about times when she did X or times when she did Y and times when she did do Z, the way that she answered the questions, even though she didn't have the direct experience related specifically to the task at hand, she had those transferable skills that definitely could go from task A to task B. And we knew by that she would be successful in this role. And another big thing was how well she would fit within the organization. Remember, we mentioned in the Tell Me About Yourself, the company wants to know that you know who they are, that you know what's important to them, that you're familiar with the people that they employ and have working there. She just fit.
She fit
perfectly.
Yeah. She was like the piece of the puzzle that we were missing, and we knew that. And how she presented herself was just phenomenal. And in an interview, when you have no experience, it's going to be up to you to connect those dots for the employer to figure out, again, how and why you can do the job, but also how you're going to fit into their team. And Danielle has heard me say this a million times. It's not my thing or anything, but I would rather hire someone that I needed to do more training with and know that they're the right person, they're going to fit in on our team, than to hire the wrong person. We've both been through the wrong person situation together. Danielle is very damaged because she never wants to manage another human ever again, because she had some really bad situations with that. And that's, you want to hire the right person for the team, because getting that person that isn't the right fit back off of your team is a nightmare.
And then you have to go through that process all over again.
You have to go through that process all over again.
Which is painful.
And one of those processes with Danielle, we had a candidate who apparently said crap. And I liked that candidate better than another candidate that we ended up hiring, but I liked the girl that said crap better. And when we were comparing notes as a committee, one of the people on the committee was like, "Oh, she swore in her interview." And I was like, "I don't remember her swearing. What did she say?" And they were like, "She said crap." And I was like, "It's kind of a noun. It's like more of a noun. It's a noun."
It's a noun.
I'm going with it's a noun. It's not
It's
a
a
swear
noun.
word. It's not a swear word. Danielle had said before, like if it's in a 90s sitcom, Friends.
Crap bag. Yeah. Crap bag.
Yeah. It's not a swear word.
It's not a swear word.
No. There are spicy adjectives, and I have an affinity for them. And
not appropriate in an interview.
I am not opposed to them, but not in an interview.
Crap is not
but
one.
Crap is not. I'm still going with crap is not
No.
one of them. I stand firm with it's a noun, not a swear word.
Totally.
At least not high on the list of them.
I'm going to firmly put my foot down. I don't think it's a swear word at all.
I don't think so either.
No.
Okay, so we've decided it's official. You made it official in the career pub. Crap is not a swear word.
Not a swear word.
Not at all.
No. No.
And I also, while we're doing these, we're talking virtual things. We've had all these great stories, and the ones we're sharing with you aren't even things that happen in mock interviews. These are all
real interviews.
Real interviews.
Yes.
Because the world is virtual right now with COVID-19 and all of the things, crazy things that are still happening in a world pandemic. But this was before COVID happened, but virtual interviews were kind of a new thing. I had a student that I had helped get ready for this interview. He really wanted to ace this interview, really wanted the job, and we had talked about it in the first step. It was a Skype interview, and did lots of preparing, and then he came back and told me that he definitely wasn't getting the job. And I was like, "Oh, what went wrong?" And he was like, "Well, it's like being on ESPN." And I was like, "I don't know what that means. What does that mean?" And he's like, like anchors don't wear pants. And I'm like, "They kind of do wear pants. Like ESPN, it's clear desks."
I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure they wear pants.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be weird if you're not wearing pants at work. I think you wear pants. But he didn't wear pants to his interview because he figured they were just going to see the top part of him. And then he stood up to go get something, and he was wearing his Lucky Batman boxers. So they all saw him in his Lucky Batman boxers. So, like, you can wear your Batman boxers if they're lucky for you. You can wear them.
You can wear them under pants.
Wear them under pants, like put pants over them. And in case you were wondering, we're both wearing pants.
They don't have to be exposed. Oh, yes, I'm wearing pants. I'm wearing like a reddish pant.
Yeah, I'm wearing jeans, but I'm wearing pants. Wear pants. Pants are good in interviews.
Wear pants. They can be comfy pants, but wear pants.
Wear pants.
Yes.
Yeah, like they wouldn't know if you had sweatpants on. At least they're probably black sweatpants, and that's more appropriate than just your Batman boxers. Luck and all, it turned out they weren't lucky because he didn't get the job because he stood up and he sells Batman boxers. Don't wear Batman boxers.
So I think there's a lot of tips that you can pull from all of this.
I do. We were kind of using the fun stuff and the bad examples of what not to do, but we definitely talked to you about what to say when you're asked that question. Tell me about yourself.
Keep
and
it
how
professional.
important it is.
Keep it relevant.
And if you're in the interview, how you have to explain to them that, you're the fit by giving examples and situations and things that you've done that they're asking you to do in that job that you're applying for.
Do not cry. Smile.
Also, no crying in interviews.
Smile.
There's no crying in interviews.
Yes. Wear pants. Don't wear prom dresses.
Yes. Don't wear tuxes either. It's funny in Step Brothers.
It's so
but
funny in Step Brothers.
Don't actually wear tuxes to interviews.
But if you do anything Step Brothers, right? You shouldn't do that in a job interview.
That whole scene of where they're going for all of those interviews.
Pan?
Yeah.
Is it pan?
Pan. Pan? Did you say panda? Is there a D in there? Is it a silent D?
Silent D.
Silent D. It's like subtle.
That's a B.
It's a B.
Silent
like,
B.
It's like subtle.
Very, yeah,
like
it's transferable.
It's transferable.
Use transferable skills. Use transferable skills. Use examples and descriptions. Absolutely.
And we've had a lot of students who, practice your interviewing skills. You can, again, if you're at Penn College, you can go to Career Services. We do mock interviews. But even if you're not at Penn College, there's lots of resources out there. And practice with your friends and family. Mm-hmm. I know that might be weird. I know that might be uncomfortable, but you got to practice for the interview. I always practice with my husband before I was going on any interview. Fortunately, I haven't had to interview in a while.
You better not interview in a very long time.
Yeah.
Lady.
I'm not leaving. I like
better not.
If they force me out, I'm not leaving.
Unless Career Pub takes off, this could be our full-time job.
Yeah, this could be. I would totally be okay with being a stay-at-home dog mom too.
Absolutely,
that's my dream job. Yeah,
me too.
Yeah, he's over there watching us, sleeping away. Like our dogs live the life,
as they should.
As they should.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else? Did we forget anything?
I don't know. I think as an introductory, we talked about my favorite question. Absolutely, and it's very important. And another reason why it's super important is because it's typically the first thing that's asked. So you want to make sure that you start off on a good foot. Lots of good tips in there. Lots of good do's and do nots. And just do your research. You are looking for the best fit for you, and they're looking for the best fit for them. This is an opportunity for you to join a culture and join a team that you'll be spending tons of time with. If I didn't like this one so much, my world would be miserable. So you want to aim for a good fit.
Absolutely.
And
it's got to be a good fit for you too, because you don't want to wake up and go to work and be miserable every day.
That's no fun.
It's got to be a good fit for you.
No fun.
Too.
Yes.
So. I will, while I'm trying not to spill my beer, because if you also know Danielle and I, we're not the most coordinated humans on the face of the earth, but
not most graceful.
We had another person that joined our team a year and a half ago, and on that interview, which Danielle and I were a part of, but not the very end, but our boss and the VP at the time took her to lunch, and he ended up spilling his entire iced tea all over her dress, and it the ice and everything, and it ran down in her shoe. And you know what? She still got the job because she handled the whole situation with grace. Amazing grace.
And professionalism.
She didn't freak out.
But that's her. She is so lovely.
She is. But another great story of just handle whatever happens that day. Just handle it in a professional way. Roll with it. Don't let it throw you off of your game. But definitely handle it professionally.
Mm-hmm. And be you.
With poise and grace. Be you. Be genuine.
Yes.
But also don't be too personal. This isn't, you're not going to become their BFF. Well, maybe, except unless you're us. And we have become BFFs over the years. But that's not the point of why you're hiring someone. You're there to do a job, and you want it to be a good fit, and they want it to be a good fit. But make sure it's a good fit for you, too.
Yes.
All right.
All righty.
Well, thanks for joining us. This was our first Career Pub. This went well.
It went well.
Hopefully you got lots of tips and advice out of it. We didn't have too many takes, hopefully.
Hopefully not.
So cheers to careers.